Good morning. It's Tuesday, June 2nd, 2020. My name is Terry Morgan, and we are here to practice Wudang Taiji. Pardon me. The set that I have outlined for this morning is the next several moves in our Wudang Taiji form. I made a couple more videos yesterday morning. I've got them all edited. Need to get them posted up today and write some material about that. And then I've got some more that I'm working on. So what we have right now in Wudang Taiji is everything from the beginning up to where we hold the ball, 踢腿撩引, place it, ward off, cross hands, peng, wu, ji, an. Okay. This set is what I want to focus on this morning, and I want to introduce a little bit more this idea of using the waist as you work through the movements. So my focus really for this class has been that people who need to stay in have something to do, and to document some of what I've been teaching. There's a part of me getting up every morning and doing it that matters, and so getting up and doing it, here we are. What I want to address a little bit today is similar to what I talked about yesterday, with the idea that we have these different energies that we work with, hua, hong, fa, ting, and some more, and that we can learn how to use them. We can learn how to gain advantage by using them. And so as we're working through the form, we want to keep that concept kind of in the back of your mind. It's there's other stuff that I can do once I've learned that, okay, this is what I do with my foot, right? It is that basic. I need to do something with my foot. What am I going to do? Which foot am I going to move? If I want to step forward with my left foot in a Tai Chi step, I have to move my right foot first. Yeah? So, what do I have to do? I have to learn that. It's automatic for me now, but I've been doing it for 40 years. So, you're learning it, you have to learn how to do that. What I gave yesterday is a bit more advanced. It assumes kind of that you already know what the external movements are, that your body's already connected, and that you already understand a number of fundamental principles that apply to basic movement. Body alignment, posture, these kinds of things. Most of that I learned from my dance training. So by the time I really got started with Tai Chi, I already had a pretty good idea of what I was supposed to be doing with my posture. There's some special things that we want to pay attention to with Tai Chi, but fundamentally, if you've worked in any discipline, whether it's dance, in my case, classical ballet, a little bit of modern, gymnastics, sports where you've been coached in how to use and develop this natural ability that you have in your body. Okay, anybody that's done that already gets a lot of this. So for today, I'm going to speak a little bit to them as soon as I put my cat out, because I'm not going to listen to her complain while I'm talking. Fu, you gotta go. Yeah, gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go. Alright, Fu has, yeah, anyway, taken care of. So, what we're paying attention to today, again, like I said, I'm going to move this for today to a little bit more of an advanced discussion. It's part of my teaching and it's part of my trying to document some of what I'm doing. As we move, right, the waist turns, and in the Tantian, we have this concept which I have found special to Wudang Taiji. I've not seen it in Yang style. Yang style has its own special things. This is not one of them. I've not seen it in Chen style, and again, Chen style has its own special things. Wu style, same, own special things. I've not seen this particular element in any of them. Okay, use of the Dantian, yes. Use in this particular way, no. So here's the concept. Swim and fish. You have a ball, and that ball is made up of two parts. Each part is interdependent and constantly connected with the other parts. As you move each part, I'm using my hands for this because you can't see my tiny hand do this as readily as you can see it in my hands, okay? So each part is connected, each moves together and in harmony with the other. This is the concept of the yin-yang fish. Yin and yang. The symbol, we see it in two dimensions. The kind of it's a circle, and there's a shape on one side and a shape cut out on the other. It's kind of like an S in the middle. Little round circle in one, little round circle in the other. One is light color with a dark circle. One is dark with a light circle. This is yin and yang. Yin is dark, yang is light. Both are essential. You can't have one without the other. You can't. If you have yang, you must have yin. If you have yin, you must have yang. They are inextricably connected. In the Tantian, and it's a ball, it's not a flat, this is not a two-dimensional thing, it's a three-dimensional thing, right? So, larger, smaller, sometimes it's really hard to find, and then it gets bigger and gets bigger, and it's easier to work with. So, if we think about, I've got my hands on, let's say I've got my hands on a soccer ball, and I'm going to start turning. And I want my waist to turn with that ball. Can't let go of the ball. Gotta hold on to the ball. Hold on. That's, oops. No. Okay. So one of the, I'm going to put this back in form in just a second. One of the ways that I would teach this previously, about the quite a bit wider than shoulder width. This is more of a traditional horse stance. Okay, knees bent. I'm gonna put my left hand here. This is my lower Tantian, and I'm gonna, normally I'll keep it here. I'm gonna flatten it for right now and put it across, and I'm gonna emphasize what I'm doing. Okay, this hand, I call this exercise stirring the soup, right? It's here. Okay, so what I want to accomplish is a turn here and back. So I've got a little circle here, small. It's not a big circle. This is a small circle. It's a big pot of soup, big spoon, right? Except we don't want, your hand is in this position, not this position, right? Big pot of soup, stir the soup. In doing this, your focus is here, not here, okay? This is not the beginner. The beginner exercise says put your feet here, take your hand, move it to here, little circle, put it back. This is not that exercise. I expect that exercise you already know. Okay? For this lesson, I expect you already know that. So we're not talking about it. From here, this turns to bring the hand across. I didn't move my hand. It's all here. For the older folks, think Elvis. Right? Rock and roll. Right here, hold the ball. Turn the ball. Use your back. Use your hips. Use your legs to move the energy to your center, the chi high, the Tantian, lower Tantian, the sea of chi. Move everything here and then turn. Little circle. Again, pull in, circle. Take some visualization on your part when you're practicing. You have to think about what would it feel like if I actually had that ball, which is why I gave a soccer ball, which has got some substance to it. And it's about the right size. Basketball is a little bit too big, but it's good. You could use a basketball. It needs to be round. A beach ball is okay, but for this exercise, I'd rather it be something of substance that you can actually, if you're holding it, you're actually going to hold it and grip and turn and turn again and turn again and turn again. Right? You want to connect that turn through the Tantian. All right, so we're here. Hold the ball. You keep that soccer ball. If you that's a good thing to think about. Soccer ball, basketball, right here. All right. So I'm only going to go a little bit with the leg. Right. We're not paying attention to that so much right now. So 1, 2. Place it. Make sure you place it back far enough so that when you turn, you're in good position. Don't put it here. Put it back. Right? Turn through the waist. Extend. Turn the heel. How does that work with this turning that I'm talking about? Right? I'm only going to go to the side, and I'm going to change direction, so I'm going this way. everything turned. That's the point. Turn, 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 out. Alright, so all of the previous lessons when I talked about loosening the body and being able to do whatever you wanted to do with it and being able to open the waist and use the hips and keep your center, this is part of why you want to do that. This is that next level, right? And what I want anybody that's just beginning to understand is that there is another level. There's a whole bunch more levels. What I want people that have already learned something to understand is that there's value in the principles and the methods that I'm talking about, whether or not you ever go on and learn the full form. As much as I would like to invite people to do that, I don't know. So if you don't, maybe you're doing something else. This concept of using your waist, working through the entire body, applies to pretty much any sport, applies to pretty much any martial art, and it applies especially to what we're doing with Wudang Taiji. So I want to take a few minutes here just to practice this set with quiet, and then bring a little bit more energy into it. Okay? So we're going to start from here. My left foot's back, right foot front. I've just, right, I'm here. Extend forward, crossing hands, just turn the waist a little bit, pull it up, pull in, pull in, pull in, push through the back leg. Okay. Again. Again, we're here, forward, crossing hands, shift back, push, pull down, turn, press, turn, push. The waist has to turn. As I come forward, that's what I'm going to do with this. As I step forward, waist comes here. As I cross, I'm going to keep going. And then come back around. It's not that big, but that's what I'm doing, right? It's all here. It's not that big. All right? So, extend. Turn the waist. Keep turning. Crossing hands. Turn. Sink. Open. Push. Right? Push. Pull down. Press. Push. If you ever practiced with a hula hoop when you were a kid, big circle thing, supposed to be able to spin it around your waist. When I was a kid, I was not real good at it. I might be a little bit better now, not sure. But it's this concept that we want to use for what I'm teaching today. The idea that I've got a ball. This is the Chi Hai, the Sea of Chi. It's three-dimensional. And it sits here-ish. Inside, not outside, inside. And as I develop my skills, as I develop my ability to open the body, to circulate my internal energy, and to move as I choose, then I can start to develop some skill with using the lower Tantian to drive much more into a movement. The waist is essential. Gotta turn the waist, right? You're going to see this more in my hips. All right? You see the turn more in my hips there, but I want you to get the idea. That should be the waist, and ultimately it should be the lower Tantian. So it's a bit of practice. It can take a few weeks to get the waist moving pretty good. Okay? If you work on it, yeah. The whole body coordination that I'm talking about, it's more months, being realistic. And I am going to talk about that for a second, and then I'm going to be quiet and I got to go on and do other things. But this idea that I'm going to learn this today and all of a sudden I know it ain't going to happen. And be realistic. You got to be realistic. If you want to learn something, you got to give yourself time to learn it, right? It's not, I can go read this book and now I've read this book and I know what's in this book. You can come to class and you can learn something and you know what's in that class, you know what you've learned. I've found there's always more. There's always more. So what I want to do is open that up a little bit and address some of what that more might be. And that's what I was trying to work on this morning, was some of what that more is. At least for me, what it represents and how to use this particular energy and how to use the waist and the body and the lower Tantian to drive movement. Appreciate you stopping by today. Thank you. I'll be back tomorrow with more Wudang Tai Chi.